This is the Digiboy from Tama Team. Let's open the digital gate. Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy, the Digiboy here, back at it with another video. So today I have a pure green Shivamon deck profile for you. This is a decent deck in the bt8 format. It has a lot of control and it's able to mill down your opponent's security really fast. So make sure to like and subscribe so I can keep posting more Digimon content for you. But before we get right into the deck profile, I just want to let you know that if you can't keep up with the deck profile, there's a photo at the end to show off the list, but I will also be leaving the link to the Digimon deck builder where I built the deck, and it'll have the deck pre-built there for you. So let's get right into the profile. So first of all, we start off with our eggs. We run 4 copies of Pinamon and 1 copy of Koromon. I did not have another Argamon. For some reason, I have no where they are, but ideally you want to swap the Koromon out for Argamon. But the reason we run 4 Pinamon is because the effect here, let's grab this pretty one, the effect is when attacking, once per turn, if you attack an opponent's Digimon trigger, draw 1. With Shivamon, most of the time you will be suspending your opponent's Digimon and swinging over it, because instead of risking swinging into security with Shivamon or anything, you just want to restand and mill down the security. And the Koromon is because I didn't have the Argamon, but this effect is when attacking, reveal the top card of your deck and place it at the top of the bottom. I guess this is good for some sort of searching at the same time, but it's not as good as the Argamon, which is gain 1 memory, and you will always be unsuspending most of the time anyway. I hit the camera, my bad. Okay, then we move on to our rookies. Our first rookie is we run 4 copies of Palmon. The reason we run 4 copies of Palmon is because you really need DP boosters here. And with Shivamon, you want to swing over your opponent's Digimon anyway. So this is the perfect effect for Palmon. The starter deck one is when attacking, if your opponent has a Digimon, if you attack an opponent's Digimon, this Digimon gains plus 2,000. If you had this under your Shivamon, that would bring it up to 14. And if you had the other DP boosters we run on the deck, then bring it up to maybe at least 18,000 or somewhere around that area, which is actually really good for your Shivamon because it's able to like swing over and just take care of your opponent's Digimon. That's our first rookie. Next rookie is we run 4 copies of the new bt8 Palmon. This is also another DP booster. Most of the time we run DP boosters, but this is a really good one because it says all turns this Digimon gets plus 1,000 DP for each of your suspended Digimon, which is actually really good because most of the time your Shivamon has to be suspended to activate its effects of not being able to use option cards, so it's very easy to swing over. But with all turns, you get plus 1,000 for each of your suspended Digimon. You'll be able to boost the DP on their turn so they're able to not swing over it. That's why we run 4. Very good rookie for Shivamon. And our last and final rookie is 4 copies of Terriermon. This is the only Terriermon I own, so I gotta work with what I got. But we run this, to negate our memory boost that your opponent might have, because all turns, your opponent can't gain memory except with Tamers. But also because we also run 4 Rapidmon, and Rapidmon is the best armor for Shivamon. So those are our rookies. Next we move on to our level 4s. We run 4 copies of the card we just talked about, Rapidmon. Rapidmon is one of the best cards for Shivamon. It's also an armor card, so it has the ability of Armor Purge. It's also yellow and green. Armor Purge, when the Digimon is deleted, you may trash the top card of the Digimon to prevent its deletion. It's usually a 4-cost Digivolution, but if you Digivolve it over a Terriermon, it's only 3. So the effect is when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon for each Tamer you have in play, which most of the time you will have a lot of Tamers. Then up to 3 of your opponent's Digimon get minus 5,000 DP for the turn. So up to 3 of your opponent's Digimon get minus 5k, which is actually really, really good, because that means Rapidmon can also swing over heavy hitters, but also the level 4s that are like 5k or less can instantly just be popped. And this is also good a little bit against Armor Rush, because if you swing over their armor, the 5,000 DP will transfer, destroying the base of it. So, which is actually really good. That's why we run 4 copies of Rapidmon. Next is one of our best searchers is 4 copies of Namicmon. So Namicmon is obviously really good for reasons. I also have the pre-release copies, which are shiny. But Namicmon is good for numerous reasons because it says Main effect. You can suspend this Digimon to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 green Digibard among them to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. So with this deck, we do have, this is actually a really good searcher in case you brick, or you can't find your Shivamon, or any other staple that you need. So, and it's only a 4 cost level 4, so you could hard cast this and suspend it to reveal the top 4. This is why we run the 4 copies of Namikmon, which is actually one of the best cards in this deck. You know? Alright, the next card we run is 3 copies of Exermon. This is our last level 4, so we run about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 8, 9, 10, 11. We run 11 level 4s and 12 rookies. This is a really good level 4 because it says when digivolving. Ooh, let me... Come on, camera, focus. There we go. It says when digivolving, may suspend one of your Digimon to suspend your opponent's Digimon. It's another all turns one. This Digimon gets 1,000 for each of your suspended Digimon, which is actually really good. Because if you have another suspended, that's basically plus 2k with the Palmon. 5 cost, 2 cost Digivolution. Now we move on to our level 5s of the deck. First we run 4 copies of Blossomon. 4 copies of Blossomon for obvious reasons for Digizorbing. That's really only the main reason. Digizorb is basically one of your Digimon. You can suspend one of your Digimon or suspend this Digimon to reduce the cost by 3, making it free. And which is really good, and just go right into Shivamon after you Digizorb, because most of the time you already want it suspended and you don't want to have to swing into security. Next level 5 is 4 copies of Pistomon. This is one of the best level 5s. It's only Digizorb -2, so you still have to pay 1 memory. Let me just try to focus here. Oh, this is annoying. Okay, there you go. -2, then one of your Digimon. It minuses by 2, so it's a 1 cost level 5. But also, all turns, this Digimon gets plus 1,000 DP for each of your suspended Digimon. So, basically, the Pistomon, the Exermon, and the Palmon under equal plus 3,000 for your Shivamon. And if you have, like, 2 on the board, that's plus 2,000. That's plus 6,000. I think, yeah, no, 1, 2, 3, that's, yeah, plus 6,000 to your Shivamon, making it like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18k, which I said before, which is really good. And then we just have the one-off copy of Argomon. Another Digizorb 3 and 1 attacking. You may play 1 green level 3 Digimon card from your hand, suspended. This is just good to flood the board, so your opponent has to deal with so many creatures that you have on the board and all that. Next, we move on to our level 6s. We run, obviously, 4 copies of our boy himself, Shivamon, one of literally the staple of the deck. His opponent's turn effect is while all your... Ooh, it's not focusing. Please focus. Focus. There we go. It says while all of your Digimon are suspended, your opponent can't use option cards, which is really good against decks that rely heavily on option cards like purple or a little bit of blue with their Megadefs and Gigadefs. So they can't return it to your hand, and if you have the plus DPs under it on all turns, they can't even swing over it. It says your turn. While this Digimon becomes unsuspended, during your unsuspend phase, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. That is the main effect that we want to go for in keeping our Shivamon alive. And having more than 1 Shivamon, you're able to mill 2 to 3 security every turn, and probably just swing for game after 1 if you even have 2 of these. Because if you already clear 1, you -2, that's already 3 gone, they have 2 left, you probably have more than 3 on the board. So which is really good. Our next level 6 we run of is just the one-off Nidhoggmon. I think this card is good at 1. Digiburst 4, suspend anything 5k or less, and all suspended Digimon go to the bottom. And you already run like options that suspend, so this is really good. I think this is good as a 1-of, because you don't really want to have more than 1, because most of the time, it doesn't come up as much, and you don't want it to crowd your hand. It's very nice. Next, level 6, our last one, is I just run the 1-of copy of Argomon. You see, a lot of people run different, like I said, a lot of people run different level 6s in their list, like Ibanumon or even Ceresmon, but I just like this one because it's Digizorb -3, making it a 2 cost level 6, as well as this gets security attack +1 for any of your suspended Digimon, your other suspended Digimon, which is really good because most of the time most of your Digimon will be suspended. They can get like security attack +3, swing for 4 checks with the DP boosters, which is actually really good. Next, we move on to the tamers of the deck here. We run 3 Mimi Tachikawa. This is the best tamer in green so far, the very best. It is a memory tamer, so if you have 2 memory, it gets set to 3. If you have a level 5, the main effect is if you have a level 5 or higher green Digimon in play, you can suspend this tamer to hatch a Digi-Egg to an empty space in the breeding area, or move one level 3 or higher Digimon from the breeding area to the battle area. So basically, you get to use your raising phase again with your eggs, so that's why you run, obviously, the max amount of eggs, which is 5. And obviously, security, play this card. So you can, if you have like 2 of these out, and you don't, and your breeding area is empty, you can tap to hatch, then tap again to push out. Or if you have all 3, tap to hatch, push out, hatch again for the next turn, which is actually really good. Best tamer in green so far. Then we have the 2 copies of Izzy Izumi. These are the effects of when a Digimon is suspended during your turn, you can tap the tamer or suspend it to gain 1 memory. And most of the time you're going to suspend literally your opponent's Digimon all the time with the options, so it's good to have 2 copies of it. And then the last tamers, we just run a 1 of Izzy and Mimi. For obvious reasons, I ran this in Green Hybrid, so I thought it was pretty good. Because if your opponent has a suspended Digimon in play, gain 2 memory, which comes up a lot actually, because your options suspend it till the end of their next turn. And when attacking with a level 5, you can tap this tamer to reveal the top 3, and if there's a level 6, you can Digivolve it for free, which is really good. You don't always want to attack with a level 5 because that's a risk, but you know, high risk, high reward. Then our final few cards are the options. We run 4 copies of, still don't know how to pronounce it. I call it Samadhi Bashanti. I don't know why I call it that. Samadhi Santi. I'm just going to call it Samadhi Bashanti, like I've always been calling it. I also have the pre-release copies for these. These are really nice. The effect on this baby is you may suspend one of your opponent's Digimon to suspend one of your... Oh, sorry. It's not focusing. It says you may suspend one of your Digimon to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Your opponent can't unsuspend with the... Your opponent's cards suspended with this effect can't unsuspend until the end of the next turn. And the security is suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. So this is really good because basically, you suspend something, they won't be able to suspend until literally the end of their next turn. This is good also against basically every deck, like Imperial or X-Antibody for that matter. Because I swear, I had all 4 of these in hand. I don't know how I drew all 4. And then I suspended their Alphamon and Dorumon for like 4 turns. Well, actually no, it was only their Dorumon because I kept killing everything else that came out. So it was their Dorumon for 4 turns. They couldn't unsuspend it, and I basically won just playing time and milling down their security. So yeah, Samadhi Bashanti. And then the final card rerun is just 2 copies of Green Memory Boost. This is for obvious reasons, you know. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 green Digimon card among them to your hand, and then delay. You can activate this effect, try and display it, you gain 2 memory when you trash it. Obviously, for obvious reasons, it's basically just your searcher. And it's a really good searcher. It also allows you to gain 2 memory. So that is gonna be it for the Digimon deck profile for Shivamon. I hope you liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe so again I can keep pushing out Digimon content for you guys on a daily basis. I had to work on some things, that's why I haven't been posting so much. But make sure to like and subscribe. The link and the photo will be at the end of the video. So I will see you all next time. Digiboy out.